Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the Adidas Dame Certified shoes. So it's just kind of weird. I guess this is kind of Damian Lillard's new budget shoe. So this shoe is going for 95 bucks as opposed to a signature shoe which is going for 120 bucks. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave an affiliate link in the description box. There are 3 colorways available, but I thought this was kind of like the nicest one, so this is why I got it. But anyways, links are below, but let's get it started off with the tracciones. And in this shoe we have like a wavy herringbone traction pattern with some flex grooves, right? So we have a flex groove here in the forefoot so we can flex a little bit better, right? And also here in the heel, which is kind of weird. Does it flex that much? I don't know. But yeah, we do have flex grooves, a wavy herringbone traction pattern, and Damian Lillard's logo here in the middle of the outsole. So how does it feel? Holy crap, guys. It feels freaking amazing from my first impressions, and it's just on my wood floors, right? It has an amazing bite. Like, it bites really, really well. It has a really loud squeak as well. So I'm very excited to try these out. But of course, we will have to see on the performance on dust. But I was very surprised just because, you know, the Dame 8 for me, in my personal experience, it wasn't amazing, right? So on a clean court, it was pretty good. It wasn't top tier, but you know, it has a pretty damn good bite. So I didn't really have any issues with that. But on a dusty setting, it was absolutely horrible. Like, I was just sliding around all over the place, and it was really hard to wipe off the dust. So and I'm usually playing on a dusty court, right? So that's why I don't like playing the Dame 8s all too much, and we'll also get into like the cushion and all that. But anyways, the Dame Certified shoe feels really, really good, and also for durability, it feels like it's gonna be really good too. The rubber is very hard, the grooves are thick, and also very, very deep. So this is a really good option for an outdoor court as well. And also in this color, we have a solid white rubber outsole, right? So traction is seeming really, really good. And now moving on to the heel to toe transition, also feels very smooth, right? So here in the heel, we have a nice curve shape and fully exposed bounce. It's not caged or anything, so it feels very smooth here in the heel. And then in the forefoot, we have a pretty curve shape, nothing crazy, but it's still nice. And then we have a lot of forefoot flex actually, but torsional support seems good because there seems to be a midfoot shin plate. It doesn't really bend here in the midfoot, just here in the forefoot. So heel to toe transition overall seems smooth. And now moving on to the cushioning setup, we got full length bounce, and honestly, you can't really go wrong with full length bounce. You know, bounce is a nice cushion or a nice foam, but there's one thing that I don't like about it, and it's that it's heavy, right? So bounce is a high density foam comparing to like light strike or react foam or boom even. Also like boost is kind of heavy, right? So it adds a good amount of weight to the actual shoe usually, right? But it feels nice, as in like it has bounce, you know. I mean, if bounce cushion wasn't bouncy, then that'd be kind of awkward, right? So yeah, it has nice bounce, it has nice compression and good impact protection. But however, it's a pretty thin cushion, you know what I mean? Like, court feel is very good, especially comparing it to the Dame 8. The Dame 8 is actually pretty high up off the ground, especially here in the heel. Like, this Bounce Pro, there's so much compression. That's the one thing I didn't like about the cushioning setup as well, is that it was a little too mushy for me, and it doesn't like bottom out that much either. So like when I'm playing it, I feel a little sluggish, a little slow. It's not terrible or anything, and I don't feel really, really sluggish. But you know, comparing it to shoes that I like to play, like the Currys, which are super responsive, the Wild 10 Hardens, you know, the 808-2s, PG6 and whatnot. Those are a lot more responsive as far as the cushioning setup goes compared to the Dame 8, right? So I do like what they did here in the Dame Certifieds. And it feels nice. You know, here in the heel, there's a nice little bit of compression, but like I said, nice court feel. So it's not a lot, right? So just like walking around and stuff like that, it's not anything crazy, especially comparing it to the Dame 8s. So hopefully, you know, once I get playing in them, sprinting and running around and stuff like that, I can feel the bounce a little bit more, but it's on the thinner side of things, especially here in the forefoot. You don't really feel anything either. The insole is not that nice, but it kind of surprising because it's not a Adidas paper stock insole, which, you know, they usually give us. And then for the struggle board, it's pretty stiff, you know, as per usual. So yeah, stepping comfort isn't the best. So I feel like, you know, it'll be a very good, responsive, low to the ground setup for guards. Not great on impact protection, probably it'll be adequate probably. And then, you know, hopefully there's a little bit of bounce here in the heel. Moving on to the material, so we have a a variety of materials. Well, we have like an open mesh, like a very open mesh here in the heel. We also have a mesh material here in the forefoot and a variety of synthetic materials as well. So it's a budget shoe and it very much feels like a budget shoe as far as the materials go, right? So here in the toe box, it's not bad. You know, it feels like there's an underlying material of like a stiffer kind of plastic or cardboard kind of feeling material, you know what I mean? It's like, it feels a little stiff, you know, and it has a little bit of rigidity to it, which is good for support. But if you want something really soft and comfortable, this isn't the best option, I feel like. But overall, it's like on the thinner side of things. You know, it's not super thin, but it feels nice and minimal, well, pretty minimal on foot. And then here in the toe box, like at the tip of the toe, we got some fuse for durability if you do toe drags. And then also on the lateral and medial sides, we have the synthetic layer, right? And this material is really cheap. And yeah, I mean, it's a synthetic leather, so it feels cheap, it looks cheap. It's a $95 shoe, so you can't really complain. And then there's some more synthetic material right here with some stitching overlays, right? Some overlays of stitching. And then for the tongue, we actually have a pretty good amount of padding, which I like. And then it's a half booty construction tongue as well. It says Dame Dalla. No, it just says Dalla actually. No, it says Dalla on both the tongues. So there's that. And here in the ankle area, we actually have an average amount of padding as well. It feels nice. So overall, I mean, for quality, of course, it's not the best, but on foot, you know, it feels supportive. It's pretty thin and it feels like it's conforming to my foot pretty well. So I like the overall feeling of the material on foot. And also it feels pretty cozy here in the back of the shoe as well for the tongue and ankle area, right? Here in the back of the shoe, right, we have, or I guess like on the lateral side more, we have the 3 stripes logos. And then on the pull tab, we have Dame Dalla's logo, kinda. It's like a musical note. I'm not sure if this is kind of like his, I'm guessing it's for his like music, right? And then here on the other side, it's his actual logo for Adidas. Moving on to the fit, I went true to size and it fits me very well, right? So there is a little bit of length, but honestly, it's not anything bad. I definitely would not go down half a size. Also for the toe space, it's a nice snug fit as well. The Dame 8 is actually a lot more loose. Look at that. Right, so I didn't really like the fit here in the toe box for the Dame 8 because I like to have a very nice snug fit, right? So the Dame Certified, you know, definitely is more snug. It's not super snug, however, like the Currys or the KDs, but you know, I can curl my toes up just a tiny bit. So I like that. And also width-wise, I would say it's around normal width as well. So overall, it fits me very well. Also, there is a little bit of a heel tab right here, so it's easy to put on. The tongue opens up a lot as well. So overall fit's pretty good for me. I would suggest most people go true to size. If you want like a roomier fit or you have a wide foot, probably go up just half a size. All right, moving on to the support and lockdown, it feels like it's gonna be very good, right? So here for lateral containment in the forefoot, we have the foam coming up, right? Acting as a sidewall and also the synthetic leather. So that'll stiffen up the material. It feels very supportive here in the forefoot. Also here in the midfoot, we have a synthetic material overlay as well to further support this midfoot area. And then here in the heel, there is an internal TPU heel counter and the foam comes up, right? So lateral containment feels like it's gonna be good and lateral stability feels like it's gonna be good as well. It's not crazy as far as the outrigger goes. There's actually no outrigger, but the foam kind of protrudes out just a tiny bit. I am a little curious though as to which shoe is wider. It's around the same width. Maybe the Dame 8 is a little bit wider, it looks like, just a tiny bit, right? But not that big of a difference. So yeah, it feels like it's gonna be good for lateral stability, and obviously this is a low cut shoe, right? And now moving on to the weight of the shoe. Honestly, I mean, it feels light, but I don't know. Shoes that have bounce are usually on the heavier side of things. I don't know, I'm guessing like 12, 13 ounces, right? Ooh, 12.84 ounces. A little bit heavier than average, definitely not heavy. And 12.66 ounces. So yeah, basically average weight. So let's compare it to the Dame 8. The Dame 8 is 12.1 ounces, right? So there definitely is, I guess, like the same amount going on for the upper, right? As far as like the mesh and stuff goes, but definitely the Bounce Pro is a lot thicker. Look at that. There's a lot more foam in the Dame 8 as compared to the Dame Certified, right? But however, the Certified is still heavier because of bounce, right? But anyways, it doesn't feel that heavy. It just feels normal. Materials feel pretty minimal. It feels supportive, cozy here in the back of the shoe. And it feels like it's gonna be very responsive, right? The cushion feels low to the ground. There's not a whole lot of compression either, especially comparing it to the Dame 8, which I like. And the traction feels really, really good. So I'm very excited to try these out. I feel like it's gonna be a very good guard shoe, like a shoe that you pick if you want like a really responsive shoe, right? Moving on to the aesthetics, I like it. Honestly, this colorway is really dope as well. It definitely looks, I feel like it looks better than the Dame 8 though, right? In my personal opinion, it just looks a little bit more simple. It definitely does look a lot cheaper though once you get it in hand and you look at the materials, right? But overall, I do like the silhouette, so tell us what you guys think of the aesthetic down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yes guys, this shoe is feeling really good and it surprised me a lot. So for my first impressions, I'm liking it a lot. Hopefully, you know, it has good performance on dust and the cushion gets a little bit better, but I have my doubts on that. We'll have to see, but everything else, you know, fit, support, materials feel pretty good on foot, and the price is pretty damn good as well, 95 bucks. So anyways, that about concludes my first impressions look on the brand new Dame Certified shoe. Again, if you guys don't want to cop, I try to leave an affiliate link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.